So you think it's the best title? I even forgot to put the first line in there. Yeah, my name is Max. I'm from Zimory. We're a Berlin-based company in the infrastructure space. I don't have anything, on our product. If you're interested, meet me after the talk, and I can give you some more details on that. Mostly, it's really strange, this. Mostly we work with enterprise customers, so my talk is really going to be around the enterprise aspect of things. Does this work? This is. So, when cloud computing started, it was really simple. Like Amazon, they just were focusing more or less on one kind of application type, all these consumer web applications, and the core focus from what the customers wanted is really the scalability on the cost aspect. But when enterprises came in and they learned this technology and they started to use it, they started to think about what they can do with it. In addition, there were lots of things that other use cases that came up, and also all kinds of aspects that need to be considered, and we've heard of them in the previous talks. The whole issue about security, the networks, certifications of the data centers, and also the use cases change dramatically. So it's a completely different thing if you do number crunching applications where you need a lot of performance than if you run a consumer web application. And what came out of it in the end is that every customer wanted different clouds, different from the technology point of view, and also from all the legal aspects. They want different types of clouds. And in addition to that, for enterprises, the cloud model changed, and we've heard this before as well a little. They changed the level of abstraction between the people that work in the IT departments. So it used to be here between the hardware and the software, and that was kind of a nice, especially when virtualization came into place, it was a nice layer of abstraction, very stable. You could switch hardware without having any impact on the platform above that. But with cloud computing, especially if you look on the infrastructure piece, the level of abstraction becomes much more vague. So it's somewhere in between the software, the platform of the software and the software itself, and people that manage the services kind of come into the business of managing infrastructure aspects of the service, whereas other people that used to run hardware at some point needed to think about service level agreements on platforms, which is a completely different game. And the abstraction level is not clear, so nobody can tell you exactly, and that's one of the issues that we see when people talk about clouds. What is a cloud? Nobody can really say, where's the exact cut in between the lower part and the upper part. And if you combine these two issues with, the standard problem of enterprise IT, which is that the strategy is, changing every 6 months. Every 6 months, something new is coming in, and we have to change this and that. Whereas the technology part, and this is research data, have a complete change of infrastructure in about 10 years normally. So people, and these two different speeds kind of come together at some point, because the business people want their things to be running, and the IT people always have the problem of not being able to provision and provide what the enterprise people want, what the business people want. So if you look at this, and that's what you see in many cases. If you're not working carefully with it, you just get more complexity. So it's the same thing like what we had with SOA. People said it's going to be more easy, but in the end, it was much more complex. It just created another level of complexity that people had to manage. And so my take is, in order to and this is what we see when we talk to our customers, in order to be successful and really divide out the right use cases that you want, where you can successfully implement a cloud strategy in the enterprise, you have to have a part which is strongly driven by a method which comes, from business aspects, but also from the technology aspects, and that this goes hand in hand with the the new capabilities that the technology gives you in order to really find out those cases where the technology makes sense and cut out all the others that are just useless or that where no additional benefit will be coming in when you're using the cloud. And also this cycle is, and I think this is, sure, you have to have methods to implement stuff, but what the important thing is, as you know, the technology and the business are going to be very closely linked, as I showed in one of the previous slides. You really have to make sure that there is this link between the method part and the technology part. Otherwise, you won't have success with the implementation of these, and then we're getting in the next SOA story, which we all don't want. Thanks.
Thank you, Max.